story on how I became the richest player with all of these cool Titanics might confuse you. You may be saying, well, Numerous, no, you are not the richest player. Although I may not be the richest player, I am probably one of the richest. Now, on the leaderboards, these players have obviously a lot more rap than me. I am personally like number 50 exactly on the leaderboard. But the thing is, the leaderboard calculates every Titanic pet as 5 trillion gems, regardless of their true value. Now, let me take you back some time so I can tell you how all of this started. This story goes all the way back to July 29th, 2021. If you don't know what happened, that was the day that Pet Simulator X officially released to everyone. Instantly, I played ever since the first day on my old account, and I managed to get some of the craziest stuff starting since that day. A couple days fast forward from the release, I managed to get a full team of the signature big mascots. If you don't know what those are, they are some pet that you can actually only get by being in Preston's game. And as you guys can see, there's almost 4,000 of them. Now, back then, there was barely any of them. There was like only 200 of them, and I had around 20. Now, that was a very big deal as they had a lot of value and played a big role when huge pets came out. I instantly got on the grind, got some of the newest huge pets, including the huge cat and the rainbow huge cat. But then right after that, something terrible happened. Duping became an issue, and I simply just could not do any good trades. I lost so much value. I literally traded my rainbow huge pumpkin cat, in which I actually got by trading away my rainbow huge cat. And I traded it for some terrible huge pets. Like, I traded for like 2 forest wyverns and like 3 festive cats, which in today's age, those are terrible deals. But then several months later, whenever Pet Simulator X actually decided to update their game again, they came out with the Titanic pets. I instantly got on the grind, and I traded for my first ever Titanic pet, which was the Titanic Jolly Cat, as I have actually right here. And then later after this, I had this Titanic, and I managed to actually get 2 of them before I traded for my first ever Titanic Balloon Monkey. With this continuously coming in, I traded for more and more Titanics, but the real question is, how did I actually trade for all of these? If you look at my inventory, I still have a ton of huge pets. Now, firstly, I want to thank the sponsor of this video, Blockstrade, because not gonna lie, their website actually helped me do a lot of these trades. Blockstrade is actually a website that lets you make trades from your own inventory, like pets that you have in your inventory, you could put up. Let's say you want to trade your huge cheerful yeti, you could put it up, and then you could, for example, request for, I don't know, let's say I want a new Bordis for my huge cheerful yeti, as well as you could add a price of gems. Like, let's say I want 900 million or however that much is, and you could basically enlist your trade. As you guys can see, now my trade is uploading, and as soon as it uploads, it will be on the front page where people can actually offer for it. Now, here it is. As you guys can see, people can offer for my huge cheerful yeti just like so. So if you plan on doing trades and all that kinds of stuff, I really recommend you guys use the website. It will simply make trading so much easier, and I think it's very helpful. The link to blocks.trade will be in the description. But that is not the only thing I use to make my trades. Now, back then when the game was still really good, they actually had bank interest, in which recently in this new update they have removed for this new diamond mine, which, to be honest, it's been hated a lot. But with the bank interest, I was able to make tons of gems, in which they could become very useful to this day. Like, if I go to the pro server, you guys will see a lot of people in here have tons and tons of gems. Now, most of these gems were never actually bought. They were literally just used from the interest thing, which they have kind of removed now, so these gems will never be obtainable so easily again. But as you guys can see, a lot of people have really good huge pets in here, and basically what I would do is I would collect a stand and sell sell my pets here. Now, what you don't want to do is sell your pets higher than the average price. Like, this pet goes for 24 billion. Do not try to sell it for like over 24 billion. Also, shout out to all the fans of this server. Nice to see all you guys in here. Now, another thing you want to keep in mind is you don't want to really trade for new pets. New pets are the most overpriced things. And wait, hold up, somebody's hatching something right here. Let me click for them. Oh my god, a huge or a titanic? Let's see. And oh, it looks like it's just a huge, but hey, that's still cool. Now, you don't want to trade for overpriced pets because these new pets are definitely very overpriced. Like, let's say the hologram titanic. This pet is now actually really worth to trade for because one, it's actually going really high up in value, as well as it's no longer in the game, so it can't really drop unless it gets duped or something. But in that case, like, any pet could get duped. Now, something I like to do, since I normally only trade for titanics nowadays, I like to trade away my huge pets up to a titanic pet. Now, basically what I'll do after that is I'll downgrade everything back into huge pets. But I also understand a lot of you guys don't actually have huge pets. Now, that is okay, but the only thing you guys should really be doing is spending time hatching eggs. If you don't have huge pets, the event pets are one of the best things you can trade for, or not trade for, but actually hatch yourself. Something like the Easter event is actually a very good opportunity for you to make some pretty easy value, because with the stuff that you get from here, you could actually sell it for gems, and not gonna lie, you don't even have to price it that high. Literally, if you sell it a couple million or a couple billion less than what other people are selling the pets for, you will be able to make a lot of value. Now, these people right here, they're actually very smart because they're actually hatching, in which they actually need these pets. And also, I will definitely be giving away a lot of these pets in my Discord server. As you guys can see, I have a lot of the Easter pets, so if you guys want to possibly win them, definitely go ahead, join my Discord server, link in the description. But while I'm explaining this, you might be wondering, how is your inventory make you the richest player? Now, if I actually open up my inventory, you guys can see I have some pretty decent titanics. The first one being the Titanic balloon monkey, which there's only 605 of these that exist, and this one is a shiny. On cosmic values, this pet goes for 230 trillion pet value alone. Now, at the moment, it is actually dropping in value, and that is exactly why I traded for it. When pets are dropping in value, that is kind of like the best time to trade for them, especially if they have a ton of value. People are worried selling them, thinking that it's never gonna go back up, and you could just make a lot of profit. Now, I also have a Titanic Balloon Cast Hero 853, which is signed by Razorfish, and I don't really like re-signing pets that I trade for because I kind of find it cool to have other people's signature, but this one has pretty decent value. It's a very high serial. However, this one right over here, as you guys can see, has 23. It is serial 23, and this is the first ever actual rainbow Titanic blue balloon cat, so it holds a lot of value and just simply a lot more than this one does. Now, I actually have even more pets, such as the Titanic blobfish, and these go for a lot. They go for upwards of like 700 trillion, I believe. I've been told by like Expels, the owner of Cosmic. And I have serial 29 and 30, which, I mean, they're not the greatest cereals, to be honest, but it's not a bad cereal. So this definitely adds so much value into my inventory that most people just simply don't even have. Now, further on, I have a Titanic Dominus Astra, which, I mean, it's alright. It doesn't actually have that great of a value. But then I also have a Titanic Red Balloon Cat, which once again is not the greatest, but it still has a lot of value. You know, I'm not saying it doesn't have a lot of value, but compared to the other ones, it's not that great. And then there's the Titanic Hippo Melons, which I have number 28, which is redeemed by Razorfish, and number 2, which is actually number 1, because number 1 was redeemed by a developer, and this is also redeemed by Razorfish. But as you guys can see, I have 2 Titanic Hippo Melons, with one being the first ever real one, and apparently that goes for upwards of like 1.2 quadrillion value. I mean, I can't really test it out because like nobody else has a number 2, but yeah, that's what it apparently could go around for. Now, I also have a Titanic Jolly Cat, a normal one, as well as a Titanic Balloon Cat, which is also normal. Now, believe it or not, although I have all of these pets, they are still not my best. The most worthy pet in my inventory, and basically in all of Pet Simulator X, is this huge Pegasus. There is only 3 of this pet that have ever existed in the game, and I am sure that like one of the people who actually owned them quit the game. So that literally leaves 2 of these pets, which I own one of them. And shout out to Connor, he actually signed it for me. Shout out. Like, this pet is never gonna come back in the game, just like my dad. I also have some huge pets signed by Preston himself. Shout out to Preston. He actually signed these for me. Thank you. Yeah, this is kind of what I have. I also have a lot of huge pets, which you could add up the math for. But simply, there is so many of these pets that I just cannot go through them one by one. Because I have huge pets in this bank as well as this bank. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah, if you guys take these strategies that I taught you guys and put them into the game, I think it's definitely very useful. And you will probably be able to make a lot as well. Also, keep in mind, daycare is actually very important because you can enroll your pets in here for tons of gems that are basically absolutely free, I would say, because you know you're not even gonna use most of your pets other than like one of them, especially if you have huges already. But they did actually just buff the mine, so the mine actually gives a lot more now. Let's go try going all the way to the end here, and I think last time I did this, I did it with royalty pets, but first I actually equipped all my Titanic pets just like so. All we do here is just equip the rest royalty pets to see how much damage we can do, and there we go. Okay, that is max pets, and let's go and place everything on like this right here to see how much this gives us. And okay, yeah, we're definitely getting a lot. As you guys can see, 180 or the 200 400k literally just from that. So if you're a new player, that's definitely very useful. Make advantage of it. This will probably become even better, to be honest. I heard that you're actually adding a new mastery to the game. As you guys know, masteries here are pretty cool, but the diamond boss mastery actually doesn't apply to this update at all. And therefore, Preston did reply to what I said, and he said that he may be making a new mastery very soon for this special thing. But yeah, it's definitely very good, and I really recommend grinding it right now because for some reason they've actually buffed it pretty good, and I think they should definitely put a lot of the complaining away because everybody is going to be able to make pretty good use out of it. But keep in mind that trading is still the best thing. Like, that is the best thing you guys can do. Also, another thing, well, I guess the last thing to keep in mind is these exclusive eggs are so good for trading. If you ever want to buy like these, do not buy it because these exclusive eggs will make you double it or more than double, and they're just very good to trade because people are always buying them. Like, yeah, as you guys can see, people are selling huge machine eggs, and then there's also probably people selling, yeah, there's Easter gifts up here, and I think this Easter gifts got removed from the shop. So yeah, as you guys can see, exclusive eggs are being sold by this person for a lot higher of a price than they're actually worth, and people do actually buy these. But definitely take everything in this video with a grain of salt, as it may not be the best method for you. It really depends where you're starting off, and until you actually like try, it is not gonna be easy. But yeah, as soon as you guys like start getting huge pets, you will be able to get much better pets right after. Now, if you guys want giveaways, I'm always doing them in my Discord server, so definitely go ahead, join there, because we definitely do some amazing giveaways for huge pets. But until then, watch the video on the screen. It's one of my best videos yet, and I promise you will enjoy it. And until then, I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.